Hey, good evening, everybody. I want to wish everybody, hope you all had a great Christmas and a very happy New Year. It's the first time I've been with you all since before Christmas. And so I want to make sure everybody had great holidays. And tonight we are going to talk about what kind of support we as support units need, because we definitely need support. If we take that old airport analogy or airplane analogy, where we talk about, we have to put our own oxygen mask on before we help others, then we know that we need support. We have to have support. And so tonight I just kind of want to talk about what kind of support it is that we need, because depending on the kind of caregiver or support unit we are will depend on the different types of support we need. As a parent support unit, there were times that I needed support in just being able to vent, just being able to have somebody call and check on me and see if I was okay, because I couldn't let my patient know that I was having a hard time. I had to walk away. My patient was 12, and I couldn't let him know that I was having a rough time and that I needed support. And so a phone call, a text message, a Facebook post, something to let me know that somebody else was thinking about me was super helpful in those days. And that gave me the support I needed, just a little bit of support, but it gave me the support that I needed to be able to have my oxygen mask on so that I could help my patient put his oxygen mask on, and so that he could get through the days and through the weeks and through the months. And now it's been almost 12 years through the years. And so depending on the different support careers that we have, some of us are parents, some of us are spouses, some of us are children, some of us are supporting our parents and watching our parents go through Guillain-Barré and helping them through it. And I think we tend to need different support based on what we're putting out. And sometimes we put out a lot. And so when we think about what we're putting out, how do we refill our gas tank is basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is, how do we do that? How do we refill? And it's hard to know how to refill. It's hard to know what other people can do to help you, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a text message. So I kind of want to hear from supporters tonight. What is it that you supporters need? Like I said, for me, it was a phone call, or, hey, a lunch, or just a text message. Been thinking about you. I know you're dealing with some tough stuff with your boy. Is there anything I can do? Do you need a listening ear? And so having that makes it easier. Hey, Erica, how are you tonight? And so we are definitely in need of support. Hi, Shelly. So I want to hear from you supporters. Let me know what it is that you need so that we can share, because that's what we need to do here, is we need to share with each other on what makes us tick, where we need to be, what we need to have, what fills up our gas tank. Hey, Ollie. And so I want to, for me, there's still days where I need somebody to acknowledge that I'm dealing with a sick kid, a very sick kid sometimes, a sick 24-year-old kid. And just to acknowledge that. Yes, Erica, I am very tired also. Today's been a very long day. I've been a support unit for other things other than GBS today, for work, for family, for children, for husband, and so that has me a little tired tonight. Ollie needs a lot of money. I think we all could use a lot of money. That would help our stress load a lot, I'm sure. It would help us to be able to, um, I don't know, maybe it would help us be able to feel like we could get through the next moment. Terry commented and said, I slipped out early Saturday all by myself, took $10 to the thrift store and ate lunch. I felt human. Sometimes we need to do that. Terry, do you do that by yourself? I mean, just all by yourself? Or do you find a friend that goes with you and kind of listens to you? Because I know sometimes we need to be able to express our feelings. And sometimes when we're by ourselves, we can't express our feelings. I know I used to, I don't do it as much anymore, but I used to get in the car and I'd take a drive and I would just holler and yell and vent to myself in the car. And I wasn't getting a whole lot of help from myself, a whole lot of good, good vibes from myself. Hey, Marianne, glad you're here. But sometimes when you vent to other people, you're a little more cautious about what you say. And those people can, you know, end up helping you and help you get through your day or through your week or through your month. And sometimes it just takes one little nod that says, I'm here, I'm listening. So I'm waiting to hear from some more supporters. I know taking time to yourself, going to get a manicure, those kinds of things. What can our, Terry says she needs both alone time and friend time. Oh, she has a once a month outing with a friend. And sometimes that's all you need is once a month to be able to, you know, just get that one-on-one personal time with somebody that is not your patient. That you're not having to care for, that you can just get away. And I don't want this to come across as negative. I don't mean to be negative, but let's face it, there are negative points to this. Just like the patients have negative points to where they're in pain or they're tired or they're weak, we have negativity too, that we watch them go through this and we can't say anything, we can't do anything. It's such a helpless feeling to watch your patient hurt or not be able to walk or be exhausted. Sorry guys, I didn't think I was gonna get emotional tonight. But it's such a helpless feeling to not be able to do anything about it. And sometimes we need a break from that. And so there are negative things about being a caregiver, about being a support unit. It's a tough place to watch your loved one not be able to walk. When they start getting better, it's a hard thing to watch your loved one not be able to get out of a chair by themselves, but that they have to have help, or not be able to. Jacob still cannot get down on the floor and be able to get up by himself without having the assistance of furniture or somebody else. And it's still a hard thing to watch. Scott over on Guillain-Barré Syndrome Survivors page, she says, my family never got what I was going through. I'm finally up and going again with no burning in my legs anymore. I felt trapped in my own body. I finally can do things on my own and explain my experience with them. Well, I'm glad they can finally hear and finally understand your experience, Scott, or that you're finally able to share with them, because it's definitely a rough place to be. Jacob used to try to explain things to me and tell me, well, this is how I feel, or this is how my muscles feel. And because I'm not there, it's not my body, I don't know. It was hard to understand until he finally explained it in a way that he knew I would understand. I just kind of had to say, okay, Jacob, I trust you. And it was hard to trust him. There were times when he was 13, 14, 15 years old, and it was really hard to trust him because teenage boys tend to try to get out of things anyway. And so when Jacob would be a teenage boy, but in pain, erring on the side of, is it his sickness or is it his being a teenage boy, was rough sometimes. And those were times when I needed somebody to call me and say, hey, I got you on my mind today. What's going on? Erica says, we attended a late Christmas dinner party Saturday afternoon. And I believe she was having side effects from a B12 injection the day before. I'm sorry, her host. It looks like the host was having side effects from a B12 shot the day before. She did her best, and we both attended. Lots of others don't understand how she feels and why she's sick. Lots of people don't understand. There are so many people who just are thinking, oh, it's just sore muscles. He'll be over it in the next day or two. Or, well, at least he has a walker, or at least he has a cane. And sometimes some of those things help and help you feel better. Sometimes they don't. Marianne, thank you. Says she loves watching me. So there's somebody out there watching. So thank you guys. I really feel like that support units, they don't get the support they need. And we now have a page, Dance Turtles, that's all for support units and caregivers, and it's got great information on it about how to deal with different things and sharing about different experiences that the admins have gone through. And it's just a good page to watch. If you're a caregiver, it's a good page to watch. Terry says, my husband wants to try to get up from the floor tomorrow. He's nervous. Terry, make sure you got some furniture around there to help hold him up, and some sturdy furniture. Like I said, Jacob still can't do it. Not without the help of some furniture or some people. Shelly says, I struggle with loving myself. I hate what GBS took away from me. What I would give to be able to have my hands back and to be able to run and be more sport active in my boy's life, it's tough. Many take that as a poor me story or thought, but that's reality. It is reality. And your boys are being your support units. And so remember that you do have situations that are negative for you, but those also are being negative for those boys. And remember that whenever they might have a hard time watching you with your hands not wanting to work, or have a hard time when you're not feeling good. And it's going to be a rough road. Hey, Deanne. My sister is watching, and I'm going to try in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be on location because I'm going to be out of town. So I'll be doing my live from my phone probably. And I will be with my sisters, and I might see if I can't interview one or both of them about how they feel about being a support unit from afar, because they are both living back in Tennessee, and Jacob and I are in New Mexico. And sometimes I call them to be my support units when I'm dealing with things with Jacob. And Jacob calls them to be his support unit when he knows I can't. And so I might try to talk them into letting me interview them and just see kind of what their perspective is from a distance, because they're definitely extending